Hello. I am Camden Walker for Capital Weather Gang. We're at WashingtonPost.com/weather or anytime need us, CWG.live. This is our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. We have a mild Monday, but then a return to winter with some chill, even some wind chills coming in with maybe one or two snow flurries or snow showers later Tuesday, maybe again at the end of the week, and perhaps a wet weekend with some rain coming up next upcoming weekend. James Smith, Jim Charge, GBK, thanks for joining. Mallory, DC Realtor, and Kenny and Veronica, thanks so much for tuning in from Instagram. Facebook, X, YouTube, and Instagram are all four of our social media channels. We're live doing our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. I'm Camden Walker. Anytime need us, we're at cwg.live. At the top, we have our forecast at a glance available also on the blog, and our live updates here continue. And I'll continue to do a live PM update for you this evening. And wind is graphic here below. The graphic for tomorrow looks calm, and it starts our conversation about enjoying tomorrow's mild air and lack of wind, because Tuesday, Wednesday look borderline windy with some gusts, maybe 25, 35 miles per hour, can't be ruled out here and there. Hi, April. Thanks so much for tuning in from Facebook. And Cindy on X, you're watching from Catlet, Virginia. I love Catlet, Virginia. KCMZ, Becca, Majoilia, Matt, Losing, K. McGraw, JCZ, Kathy Grill, Billy Brew, and ZM Dufam, and CX Knox. Thanks so much for tuning in on Instagram. And Sam, people are looking at this MLK weekend storm, and I will tell you, we're not overly excited about it here at the Capital Weather Gang. But you may have noticed on our blog at cwg.live, we have the SPI we put out every day, the Snow Potential Index, and we have it at a 2 out of 10. We have cold air in place, and this is kind of the pattern going into next work week. The cold air is definitely in place here in this deep blue graphic above, so the probability of below average air and temperatures is very high. Now, the problem for snow lovers is this precipitation pattern for next work week. Only a slight lean, a slight probability for above average precipitation, so the storm track not too exciting to report just yet, but snow lovers can take some solace, and I like our 2 out of 10 for our SPI, or Snow Potential Index, because we've got cold air, major ingredient, precipitation, slight chance we see some precipitation move in and overrun this colder air and produce some snow maybe next work week. So, broadly speaking, the ingredients are there. The confidence in the ingredients coming together for a wintry storm are much lower. 20% chance, roughly speaking, to match our 2 out of 10 for our SPI. So great question. Shobha, thanks for tuning in from YouTube. David, good evening on Facebook. And we've got WJ asking about Inauguration Day. Too soon to talk about details over a week out, but it could be cold, and we are eyeing maybe the chance for some precipitation, but probabilities are still low, and it's murky, low confidence at best for details on exact timing and amounts of any precipitation. But generally speaking, is looking with high probability for this blue above me here on this graphic for high probability of below average temperatures for starting next work week. Ruth Elisa, thanks so much for tuning in from Facebook. Laura, thank you for kind words there on YouTube. And Colleen, felt like spring today, and it might again tomorrow, Colleen, feel like spring. So let's make sure we are looking at our forecast at a glance here at the very top. And then I've got the PM update I'm going to keep working on this evening for you. And then when tomorrow is not a story, luckily, to go with one last day of mild air. So please enjoy it, because Tuesday onward, we're back into wintry wind chills here. Watch this animation of the temperatures below. It is getting those cooler colors. Some 20s and 30s are moving back in Tuesday onward this week. So please enjoy the mild air tomorrow before we're back to winter, and maybe a slight warm up going into next weekend as well, when we could see some rain for next weekend. So we'll keep you posted at cwg.live as we go forward this week and get a better fix, a better handle on the details for this upcoming weekend. And precipitation animation for this week, pretty dry. Clouds, not too big of a deal. Maybe Thursday is our cloudiest day of the week. Overall, skies lean brighter than not, other than some passing clouds, some filtered sunshine. Really, I think for still our fairly shortest days of the year, I have good news to report that most of our sunshine over half of our sunshine is going to be unobscured this week. So that's the good news. We should have often more brighter skies than not this week, well, with the exception of Thursday as my asterisk for maybe our cloudiest day this upcoming work week. And maybe some flurries, a snow shower or two later Tuesday into Tuesday evening. And then maybe again at the end of the week before we start getting high temperatures back into the 40s as early as maybe Friday, we could see some more snow flurries or a couple snow showers. But why accumulation is not really an issue this week, look at the light amounts of precipitation, very light around the Beltway, Northern Virginia, Southern Maryland. We are in a precipitation deserts a little bit. So a little bit of a precipitation hole this upcoming week, very light amounts around the Beltway. And this kind of matches, excuse me, the pattern of the drought. Here we go. The drought conditions right now, D2 kind of mid-range of the droughts. We're in some serious, severe droughts in the darker oranges around the region. So you notice like similar patterns. The atmosphere has this memory of dry begets dry. The dry areas, the same dry areas stay dry. And notice this upcoming week, it's kind of a similar pattern from long-term droughts that has developed in our region for even like weekly, shorter term rain amounts are echoing this similar pattern of lack of precipitation over these dry areas. So we will continue to watch that. We need 3 to 6 inches of rain just to get out of our drought in our region. But luckily, it's not growing season right now, so impacts are muted. SPI is at 2, indicating we got this cold air right above even into next work week, and then precipitation for next work week in the longer scheme, the medium and longer term outlook. We have maybe a lean toward above average precipitation for next work week. So we are not giving up the ghost for snow lovers. We are not seeing much of anything, maybe flurries or a couple snow showers this upcoming week, Tuesday, and maybe again at the end of the week with accumulation really not an issue as it looks now, but we'll keep you posted if that changes. And then a storm that I think has gotten a lot of attention on social media around Inauguration Day so far doesn't look like anything with high confidence to report out to you right now, but ingredients are kind of trying to stay in place. Do those ingredients come together? It's just not a high confidence situation just yet, but you can count on us at cwg.live. Every day we'll update our snow potential index to give you a sense of what we're leaning toward for snow chances for an inch or more over the next week. KR Ringer and Jules, thanks for tuning in. Tracy on Instagram, MK Health, Bob Gelati, and we've got Karen on Instagram, making sure I've caught up. Craig asking on Instagram, uh, single digits indeed for the Reagan inauguration in 1985. Very cold. So nothing like that. Nothing like our coldest inauguration there for Reagan. This upcoming inauguration in what is that? 8 days time or so. About a week, a little just over a week. 8 days time. Yep, it's coming up on Martin Luther King Day next Monday. So I think, generally speaking, for holidays, I do a holiday edition. So our Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat will most likely be next Monday for the holidays that are coming up, Inauguration Day and MLK Jr. Day. All right, we've got Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook, all 4 of our social media channels tonight. It looks like we've got plenty of folks tuning in. JC Alchadetta, Susan DC, to Quarantine, KLF, John Lewis, C. James, and Julie, and Susan, appreciate seeing you. Vicky, hello in Leesburg, thanks for tuning in from Facebook. Ruth Elisa, good to see you again on Facebook. And Mike, we don't have a high liquid amount in the snowpack that's on the ground right now, so very menial small changes to our drought conditions are expected at this time. And yep, James S on X, we are still in drought despite the recent snow. This isn't a very high liquid equivalent amount embedded within these snow crystals, so we need a lot more liquid precipitation on the 3 to 6 inch amounts. So that would turn into a lot of snow, 3 to 6 feet, roughly back of the napkin math. So that's nowhere in the forecast. Hello, Lisa. Good to see you on Facebook. And Ruth Lisa, Monday sunset chat for most likely for next holiday inauguration and MLK Day. Usually my weekly Sunday sunset live Q&As. I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. We do these every week, these 20-minute live chats, but when the holidays come up like MLK and inauguration next Monday, we'll most likely do our chats then, since we're all kind of having a prolonged weekend. And I'm trying to get you ready for the work week, right? Hello, Lisa Cunningham. Good to see you on Facebook. And indeed, below normal temps, MBM, thanks for tuning in on YouTube. High likelihood in the deep blue here for below average temperatures for next work week as well. And a lean, slight probability for above average precipitation next work week as well. And Paul, next weekend for lights, if you don't mind a little bit of rain chances, but the mild air is possible for next weekend for taking down lights. Indeed. So, David, I need to see a stronger signal than this for higher chances for above average precipitation before I have confidence that our drought can break in the region. So, we'll keep you posted on snow potential index every day at cwg.live. That's where we are, the Capital Weather Gang, or washingtonpost.com/weather. Let's put back up here for you the forecast at a glance, the PM updates. I'll continue to work on that a little bit more this evening. And the wind is not an issue tomorrow, but comes back into play for Tuesday and Wednesday as we turn colder in our temperatures. Here's the temperature animation below here. One more mild day tomorrow and a little more snow melt possible, but then we're back into 20s and some 30s for perhaps the rest of the work week this week. So thanks for tuning in to our weekly Sunday Sunset Live Q&A chat. We'll do it on Monday for a holiday edition in 8 days' time for inauguration and MLK Jr. Day. So look for me then in 8 days. Anytime you need us at the Capital Weather Gang, we're at cwg.live or at washingtonpost.com/weather. Again, I'm Campbell Walker. Excited to see you on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Tyler is excited about gaining daylight, so am I. Let's see if I can get some fireworks gestures here. Oh, darn, that doesn't work. How about thumbs up for some extended daylight? There we go. Some fireworks there. So I'm Tyler. I love the longer daylight too. And that's why, though we're near the shortest days of the year, I like to look at cloud cover for the upcoming week here below. And I think despite Thursday being maybe our cloudiest day of the week, skies overall this work week lean brighter than not. Precipitation is pretty darn hard to come by. Overall, a pretty dry work week. Maybe flurries or a snow shower. No accumulation really expected at this time. Later Tuesday into Tuesday evening. And maybe again at the end of the week before temperatures turn a little bit mild by the weekend, where rain is expected currently going into this upcoming weekend. Catherine, thank you for tuning in on Facebook. And Michael, looks like a rainstorm this upcoming weekend is really our next big storm, but flurries, snow showers possible this week with little to no accumulation expected. But they could be conversational, polite snowflakes to get us, keep the seasonal spirit about us here in January. And David, I thought I could do other gestures for like two of these okay signs to get some confetti going, but I guess those gestures don't always work, and we don't have time to worry about that. Ruth Lisa, thanks for tuning in. And let's see, we've got Steel City on X, lots of thaw, and maybe a very couple areas of some black ice. Maybe tomorrow morning. It does get into the teens and 20s tonight, but I think we do think a good maybe time to clear your walks one last time is tomorrow morning, since we do get pretty darn mild tomorrow. Let's show you the forecast for tomorrow's highs getting well above freezing in our region, and wind not being an issue below, and for at least Monday, but then Tuesday, Wednesday we turn windier, and then 1 mile day tomorrow with, look at that, 40 around 40 degrees is possible for our forecast at a glance there at the very top at cwg.live. You can find more there, and animation of the temperatures for this week kind of turn cooler as we go to the end of the week. 20s and 30s are back Tuesday onward for this week. So expect winter's return with some wind chill Tuesday onward as well. But clear those walks. I think maybe tomorrow morning is our last opportunity to take advantage of the sun. It's strong enough to melt some snow. If you've cleared the walk, it gets rid of the leftover ice and snow debris generally, if you get it down to a very small, fine layer. And then it's looking like back to a freeze, deepish freeze for the DC area for about 3 days or so, at least, maybe 3 days, 3 nights or so. All right, let's see. We've got David. I know it's almost balmy when we're talking about temperatures around 40. It's great, even though it's about average for this time of year. We haven't had simply average temperatures for a little while, so we have acclimated to colder, and this feels kind of nice. And Lois, a lot of people asking about what social media meteorologists are posting very low confidence in a storm right now. We're not saying it couldn't happen because the ingredients are there for an inauguration storm, but social media has blown it out of proportion. Let's show you our snow potential index is a 2 out of 10. We'll keep you posted every day at cwg.live with our SPI and also put onto our social media channels. And thanks for tuning in to our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and X. We're doing this every week, and we'll do it next Monday. It'll be a rare holiday Monday edition for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. It'll be a Monday live Q&A for the inauguration holiday and for MLK Junior Day. But I'm showing Lois on Facebook that while the ingredients are there, maybe even into next work week, a high probability in the deep blue for below average temperatures, and the light green below, small probability for above average precipitation. So if we can get those two together, some precipitation and cold air, it's just not high confidence yet that this can come together in a perfect marriage for a snowstorm around Inauguration Day. We do have rain going into this weekend, expected so far to be a rainstorm for this upcoming weekend. So remember, we really don't have, in the meteorologist scientific community, we don't have a good sense for timing amounts, finer details like that for a forecast until maybe 4 or 5 days at the most. But and I want to show you the kind of the broader strokes, the outlook for next work week does have a slight sign with low confidence for cold air, which we love, and maybe some moisture in the atmosphere, which is good for a snowstorm. But the reason we have the snow potential index simply at a 2 out of 10 is for that low probability. It's a low 20-ish% chance probability that we see an inch or more of snow in the next 7 days. So hopefully that is a good take home for you. Check us every day at cwg.live or washingtonpost.com/weather, and we will keep you posted on our latest thinking with that quick glance at the SPI, the Snow Potential Index. Mommy, Marissa, Courtney Martson, and Sounds Like Wow, and Ladrina, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Let me make sure I've caught up on questions and comments there on Instagram, YouTube, X, and Facebook. Very much appreciate seeing all of you for a weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. I'm Cameron Walker for the Capital Weather Gang. We're at cwg.live anytime you need us or at washingtonpost.com/weather. Programming notes, our next weekly live Q&A chat will be on the holiday Monday next week for Inauguration Day and MLK Junior Day. So you'll see me that Monday evening in 8 days' time. Dave, good to see you on Facebook. You have a great week as well. Ruth Elisa, you take care as well. And Lois, indeed, keep watching for the next week on the 20th if you're traveling, since it's low confidence of ingredients come together for a wintry storm. But can't deny 2 out of 10 chance, as we indicate on our SPI. And John in Northern Virginia, thanks for tuning in on X. This week is a pretty dry pattern in Northern Virginia and the DC region. So let's show you the precipitation animation. It's hard to find. Maybe a snow flurry or snow shower this week, later Tuesday evening. And then maybe one more time again at the end of the week, we could see a few conversational, non-accumulating snowflakes. And precipitation amounts are pretty light, very light around the DC area, as you can see. So if we are lucky enough to squeeze out, a little bit of this moisture into snowflake formats, it's a couple snow showers or flurries later Tuesday, maybe again Thursday, Friday, maybe. We're talking a very small chance, 10% chance or so. And clouds this week generally behaving themselves the shortest days of the year. I like clear skies personally. Maybe Thursday is our cloudiest, relatively cloudiest day of the week, but overall skies lean bright this week despite some passing clouds, some filtered sunshine every now and then. And then, yes, drought conditions we've been talking about. We're still in drought for the area. We could use more than what we're getting this week, which is a pittance of very light precipitation. Snow, rain, you have it. It's all summarized below. Look at that nice, perfectly aligned hole around Northern Virginia and the DC area. That mimics the atmospheric memory, as we call it, of the dry begets dry, and the pattern continues. The longer term drought continues, and even the echoes of that, the drier pattern, continue for this upcoming week. So we'll try and find you a couple snowflakes here and there, but that's about all we are talking about. And snow potential index, kind of keeping it on the table, is SPI of 2, as you can see above, with the high likelihood for below average temperatures next week and low probability for above average precipitation. Wish this was a little bit higher. And then as we get closer, maybe if moisture does align a little better with our below average temperatures for next work week, maybe we can get a snowstorm, but it's low confidence as it stands now. All right, let me say goodbye slowly but surely here. My 20 minutes is about up here for our weekly Sunday Sunset Chat. You'll see me next week on Monday in 8 days' time for a holiday edition of our weekly chat because of Inauguration Day and MLK Jr. Day. But anytime you need us, we're at CWG Live. This is our weekly chat. It's Sunday today and most weeks, except for holidays. And then wind is not an issue tomorrow, but I want to kind of advise that there could be some gustiness to the winds on Tuesday and Wednesday this week as temperatures do slowly come down from a mild Monday to winter's return Tuesday onward this week. You'll find at cwg.live our forecast at a glance there at the very top of the frame here. And then just above me here is the PM updates and our forecast that I'll continue to update a little bit more this evening for you. And I'm Camden Walker. Anytime you need us, WashingtonPost.com/weather is where you can find us, or cwg.live. And A to the Veth. So far, very low confidence for any weather model for any snow for next week, 8 days' time onward. But as I showed you a minute ago, we do have ingredients coming together for cold air and maybe some moisture, but we only have a 2 out of 10 on our SPI snow potential index. David, good seeing you. Lois, really thanks so much for tuning in. Good to see you. And take six. We do have a live blog, cwg.live. Thanks for tuning in there on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Instagram as well. All right, everyone. I will see you next Monday for a holiday edition of our, our weekly chat then. It will be a holiday Monday Sunset Live Q&A chat. I'm Cameron Walker signing off for the next 8 days, but you all stay warm this week. Enjoy tomorrow's mild air and sunshine as well.